Electric vehicle stocks have sent absolute shockwaves through the stock market over the course of 2020. From the monumental rise of Tesla, from the roller coaster ride of Nikola, from the introduction to the market of stocks such as Hyliion and Workhorse, it has been an amazing thing to watch over the last year as, this new aspect of the stock market has become such a major player and there's been so much talk and hype behind it. In today's video, I'll be going over exactly why Hyliion itself is one of the stocks that I am looking to buy as of now. A lot has been going on recently and there's been a lot of hype over the last couple months. It is a weird time for some people to get in, but I have my reasons and I feel like now is the perfect time for me personally. I'm going to give you guys a few reasons and, a few little news updates. This is another one of the mini series on my channel that I would like to start. I have one going on Apple right now where I just talk about Apple stock. I release news about it and I just talk about, how I feel about certain press that does get released. This is another stock that I'd like to do that with. So if you guys do enjoy that or if you guys do find it entertaining, definitely let me know by smashing that like button and let me know down in the comment section below. But if you are new to the channel and you do find this content either useful, entertaining, or any of the above, you can let me know by subscribing to my channel. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's talk about Hyliion stock. Now, the very first reason that I'm getting into Hyliion stock now is because of my main investment strategy. Now, whenever it comes to my main investment strategy, I do not like to invest in stocks that move a lot. Now, I know there are stocks, certain stocks right now, such as Apple, that are just all over the place. And I do believe that that is just because the broad market is going up and down and crazy, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. I don't like to invest in stocks personally. No hate. No, please don't hate me for this, but like certain stocks like Tesla that just move a lot. It's just not for me. Have my tendencies to be a little bit of an anxious person, and I don't like having to watch that every day. People can say, well, just don't check it every day. Well, if you're a real investor, it's kind of difficult whenever it's just a touch at your fingertips. So with that being said, that is a part of my main criteria. But what does that mean and why is now the time for me to get into Hyliion stock? Now, one of the main reasons that I'm getting into Hyliion stock is because I feel like that first wave of hype is over with. Especially with the recent dip, it's kind of been able, to be a bit apparent that a lot of the short-term investors and the short sellers are finally starting to get out. There's a lot of people who do invest in these SPACs simply for the fact that they know whenever the merger happens, it tends to hit its peak and then after that, it tends to fall. So a lot of people do buy it before they have their IPO. When they have their IPO, and they start to, sell in the actual market, a lot of people get out. That causes a dip. We've seen it with pretty much every stock that's done this year, especially looking at certain stocks like Nikola. Now, I know Nikola is having its own issues, but it does, take effect to look at the trends that they follow, especially on the week of IPOs. So one reason that I am going to go ahead and get into Hyliion stock now is simply for the fact that a lot of that first momentum is over with, and I think we'll be able to get a realistic picture of where the stock is and the performance that it's going to have over the next months, years, and decades to come. Next up on the reasons as to why I am buying Hyliion stock is the simple fact that it is different than the rest. Now, one reason that I don't like certain stocks, especially such as Nikola, and I don't, really look into NIO or any of those as much, is simply for the fact that I don't believe that competing with Tesla is the best idea. Now, I know certain stocks like Nikola, the company itself, is doing absolutely amazing, especially in the East. But the thing about it is I feel like competing with Tesla, which is a major, just a train of just glory right now, is not the best idea. I feel like they're going to always have that hype. And especially for the years to come, like directly competing with them may not be the best of ideas, especially if you're trying to reach the top of your industry. But one reason that I like Hyliion stock is that they have differentiated themselves from the rest of the group and that they're not actually producing these electric vehicles. What they're doing is producing these powertrains that they can attach to already existing trucks that'll basically make them more cost effective. They won't, use as much fuel and they'll be more of an electric vehicle. The reason that I do like this is because they're not actually creating the vehicles, they're just adding attachments to the vehicles to make them better and a little bit more cost efficient, save on fuel, and start to really take down these carbon emissions that are coming from these commercial trucks. Now, I feel like this is really different and this is really new and it's really unique and it's something that I love to invest in. I don't like to, you wouldn't know if you looked at my stock portfolio, but whenever I'm starting to pick these new companies that I'm adding to my portfolio, I want to pick these stocks that are new and different and have their own swag to them, and Hyliion is definitely a stock that does that. So that is one major reason as to why I'm getting in now. They're super different and they're not trying to follow the same path. They're making their own path through the forest, and that is one reason that I truly love the idea. The fact that they can actually attach this attachment to already existing vehicles is a major thing to me, because whenever they're going to go through the process of trying to say if they were trying to create their own trucks, this could be a little bit of an issue simply for the fact that it does cost a lot and it's going to have a whole bunch of problems that come along with it. Whereas whenever they're coming out with these, power trains to attach to these big trucks, it's a little bit more I guess, easy in a way because it's just an attachment and something you add on. Now, of course, certain trucks are different than others, and so they're going to have to accommodate for that. But I feel like I would rather have to accommodate a certain powertrain or certain, attachments to a powertrain to fit certain trucks than come out with a whole entire truck and have to keep releasing different products to keep people interested. That might just be me, but I just really do believe that the fact that they are not going to try to compete and release electric vehicles right now, or try to release cars and trucks or big trucks to compete with Tesla or these Tesla, Neo, and all these other ones, is definitely going to make them a very long-term effective, in my opinion. Now, another reason that I am absolutely in love with this stock is simply for the fact that they have the product and they have the proof. Now, whenever it comes to certain stocks like Nikola, and I know I'm probably going to get a little bit more hate for this, it's just hard for me to really want to invest my money into a company that I can't see actually in play. Now, they have a certain product called Hypertruck ERX, which is an all-electric drive system for big trucks. Now, this is actually already in play. They have the products and they are currently in the phase where they're seeing how it goes and starting to release it out to the general public. They're getting a lot of orders. Their sales are actually starting to show a little bit of, like good things coming around. And they're already getting that initial wave of, okay, let's get out into the society, let's get into the market, let's see how it does, and let's give it a try. Because I don't like investing in the companies that have nothing really at the moment but concepts, simply for the fact that they've not gotten to the point of releasing it to the public and seeing what goes wrong. Because realistically, it's very easy to say, well, yeah, look how cool the Badger looks. It looks great. It's going to do amazing. It's going to get great mileage. It's going to save us carbon and the world's going to be saved. But then you get out there and batteries start exploding or anything crazy starts to happen. And then there's your issues. Those issues that you can't test in a science lab, because whenever modern day humans get their hands on things, we tend to mess it up. And so it'll be very interesting to continue to see the growth that this company shows, which I'm talking about HYLN, in the sense that they're actually getting it into the general public and saying, okay, let's see what happens. That's very important to me. I like a company who already is getting going. I don't like to invest in a company who's kind of like, okay, this is our idea, because it's a little bit unreliable to me, and I don't have a lot of money to play with right now. So whenever I do put my money into these certain stocks, I love to put them into companies that I have a general feeling are somewhat secure and that they have a lot of growth, but at the same time, there is a certain level of security that I can have, be comfortable with. And the very last point I will go over today, once again, I do want to make this a little bit of a series on my channel. I don't want to just put out an hour-long video on why I love Hyliion stock. I like to just keep this going over the next couple of weeks, especially while there's a lot of different news coming out and a lot of things to analyze. So once again, if you do enjoy this content and you do like my take on these certain things, definitely let me know by smashing that like button and hitting that subscribe button. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the very last reason why I am buying Hyliion stock as fast as I possibly can. Now, one thing that we will go ahead and take notice of with Hyliion stock is that it might just be me that I've noticed, but there's really no bad news about them at all. There's no bad press, there's no bad results, there's no bad products. And, that does get sketchy, of course. It's like, okay, it's too good to be true. What's going to happen? But at the same time, it's not really fair to the stock or the company that when they put so much hard work into things and they're doing things the right way, in a sense, that we just expect something bad to happen and use that in turn to be a negative part of the company. No, whenever I see a company doing the things they're doing, especially in a wave of EV companies coming out of nowhere, and they actually just don't really have much bad news, it makes me very confident personally in my investment, because it's not like this dip recently has been because a lot of bad news came around. No, it's really just been an over sell-off because a lot of short-term investors took their profits and they got out. And the fact that we'll see a realistic growth from here on out, in my opinion, now it may have dropped to 25 and then start to go back up, yes, but at the end of the day, if you're dollar cost averaging, you don't mind. Like if I buy tomorrow or Monday and it goes down, I'm buying some more Tuesday. I'll buy some more Wednesday, because I have faith that this company's going to go up. Because the fact that it's dipping is not due to bad news. It's not due to a lack of product. It's not due to a lackluster management team. It's simply just this recent dip, in my opinion, has just been the short-term investors getting out. And so I'm going to take that as a sign of, okay, it's time to get in, because it's not going to last very long. The fundamentals of this company are great. They have a big investment deal coming up, pretty soon here, which I will talk about in another video. And so with that being said, all around this company has a lot of good fundamentals and not much bad press, especially when you look at Nikola, who's just had the whole fraudulent stuff going on and their CEO stepping down. That's really sketchy. So that can make the whole electric vehicle, industry get on its toes a little bit. But whenever you have a stock like Hyliion, who's just minding their business, going on about their day and trying to make these attachments for these big old trucks, it's really a refreshing feeling. And so with that being said, I'm going to call it here. I do really want to continue the series, so I will do that if you guys want me to. So let me know in the comment section once again, and you can let me know last time by smashing that like button. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will be trying to post 4 to 5 videos every single week, so hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. But until then, peace.